Issue 10, Stormbringer magazine. Let's find out the truth about Xandir's Truth Seekers. Hello and welcome to The Lucky Roll, an eclectic channel for eclectic games, and today we're going to be going over issue 10 of Warhammer Age of Sigmar, Stormbringer. Now here in issue 10 we're going to be getting a new little section called Xandir's Truth Seekers. They're specialist little models. We're also going to be getting some little lore on the Storm of Sigmar, including its own little battle. So of course here this is a bit of information that elaborates a little bit more on Sigmar and the overall aim of the Sigmarines, or the Stormcast Eternals, I should say. The Stormcast Eternals basically want nothing less than the liberation of every single one of the mortal realms, which of course means that they have a lot of enemies, including the forces of chaos, the forces of mayhem, and even the enemies of Nagash. Now, it's quite interesting because of all of them, Chaos in particular is the ones that the Stormcast Eternals despise the most. However, they have lots of different little champions, including Xandir's Truth Seekers. So they're basically a band of questing Stormcast Eternals. You have Kalthia Xandri, who's the commander. You have Dora's Giant Fell, which basically is a guy with a big massive hammer which just smashes enemies. And you have Luxa Stormrider, who lays down a hail of deadly arrows. Of course, it goes into their little bit of detail and kind of different character traits and even character names, including the bird Taros. You have the how to build, how to paint, the usual guides. You get a little bit more of the basics in terms of units, abilities, and war scrolls. It talks about companions and their rules and the basically champions and special models. So certain figures would stand out a little bit more or have an effect in the battlefield. You have units with special weapons. And you have the Martial Mastery, which is a battle for a temple with Xandir's Truth Seekers, the Knight Arcanum, and they're versus the Swamkala Shaman, who was in the last issue, Gut Rippers, and the Hobgrot Slitters, which were there in previous issues. And of course, you have the resolution here for whatever you wish. Now, the actual minis themselves are, quite frankly, lovely. This is the first of the minis, and I just have to bring up her name again because it's not something that rolls off the tongue. So she's Kalthia Xandrir. So as you can see, it is a stunning little miniature. She is very commanding presence, holds up a kind of a light, which again has its own little aspects, but she would be the commander of the different sections. Now, it came together quite well. The fact that she has a little hood makes her face, it makes painting her face a little bit easier. So if you're someone who struggles with faces sometimes, this is indeed an easy model to kind of paint and put together. I used a Celestra Grey for the actual white of the cloak because they were actual character models. I decided to deviate from my standard brown leather cape and go for the typical white background cape. So this is Kalithia. You have Dora's Giant Pell, which is the guy who just basically smashes things with his hammer, no doubt loves life. But again, a very heroic figure, but you can see the size of the hammer and the weight that it has. So, I mean, if this thing hits you with the way he is carrying it, it is going to literally smash you. A great little mini that was very fun to paint, very easy to assemble, and just a great dynamic pose. I especially love the way the cloak kind of flows because he is literally winding up for one serious strike. You have Luxa Stormrider, which of course is someone who provides the fire support. So she again has they can do great things with these cloaks because there's a great sense of motion with them. So she's obviously sprinting to a new position to offer cover, but she's also unique in the sense that she has black gloves, which was something I noticed on the actual the cover art and the examples in the painting. So she's obviously using kind of great aspects of dexterity, but another very elegant, very cool little model. And you of course have Taros, the little bird, which is basically something that is just in flight. Now, obviously, they're doing the usual trick where you just have one little bit attached to a tree or trunk, so it looks like the rest of the creatures in flight. So he's literally just hopped off his perch and he's going into battle along with them, or to kind of scout ahead for them. I just used a Corax white base for this, and I used a touch of Gilliman blue for the feathers. So he was actually quite a simple paint, but nevertheless an excellent little bird. But the three of them, along with the bird Taros, are a lovely little thing to get in issue 10, and quite lovely little minis, and a lovely little section to add to your Stormcast Eternals. So that was issue 10. As always, if you have any, if you enjoy these videos, please like, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff, and join us next time for issue 11.